Y'all just wait until I step into my hair bag, okay? Until I step into my hairstylist gig, people, she's looking like somebody's auntie, okay? I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm actually really excited about today's video. It's low-key kind of like a challenge for myself. I want to see how much of a
body
can we be? How snatched can we be with drugstore makeup slash affordable makeup, right? Like, makeup is expensive these days, and in today's climate, I'm just like, what can we achieve in the drugstore? Some of the brands you may see me feature will be like Milani, Maybelline, CoverGirl, e.l.f., all very affordable, and we're gonna snatch this face up. Before we get any further, if you don't know who I am, don't let me be rude. Let me introduce myself to you. Hi, my name is Safai Kelly. I'm your makeup bestie. I do everything makeup oriented. We're gonna be stepping into fashion, maybe hair, who knows? But if you've never seen me here before, thank you so much for joining. If you are a returning bestie, hey, hi, hello, what is up, glam fam? We are in for a treat today. We are. I'm in for a treat today. You're in for a treat today. I don't know what this is gonna look like, but we're gonna try our very best. And that's what matters. So, the first thing is brows. I did one eyebrow off camera and look at it. It looks actually so nice. Now, the only thing is I did use 3 products to achieve this brow, but I'm just picky. So, out of the products that I recommend today for brows at a drugstore and affordable, feel free to just use 1, okay? But I decided to go ahead and use 3. Now that we are in closer and you can see the brow, right? Just comparison, look at how full and just beautiful this brow is looking. Let's catch this one up to speed. So the first brow product that I'm grabbing today is the CoverGirl Easy Breezy Brow Pen. Comes with a spoolie on one end and the felt tip on the other end. So I'm just gonna come in here and start doing hair-like strokes. I like that it doesn't come out too thick. I will say you're not gonna get the finest brush stroke, but it will do. The second brow product I'm going in is going to be the Maybelline Express Brow. This is going to be a brow pencil. It's going to be very fine. I'm taking the shade Deep Brown. Now we're just going to give the brow a little bit more shape. I'm going to go underneath my brow and start defining my underbrow. And I'm also going to go on top and start just defining the top of my brow. It's time for some brow gel, and I think this step really just was a cherry on top for the brows. I'm going to be taking the Maybelline Brow Fast Sculpt Gel Mascara, and this is in the shade Black Brown. I typically don't use a tinted brow gel. I typically stay with clear gels because I don't like to mess up the color, but watch this. So good, so good. I'm actually really glad I tried the brow sculpt from Maybelline. The tinted gel is actually really nice, so something I'll be using more often in my routine. Now it's time to prime our face for foundation and all that good stuff, so let's go ahead and get into some primer. So my skin's been feeling a little bit dry since we're still sort of in winter, and I wanted something hydrating, so I'm taking the Milani Skin Quench Hydrating Primer, and I'm just gonna apply this all over the face. Now, not to worry if, you know, you don't want a hydrating primer, because Milani does have a few different types of primers that they offer, so feel free to go check out the other ones and pick the best one for you and your skin. But I can feel this. This is feeling so hydrating on the skin. I mean, look at my skin. It's always a good idea after you prime to just let the skin do its thing and absorb what it needs to absorb, and let the primer set down and do what it needs to do as well. So now we're going to step into foundation. Now, for all my brown beauties out there, drugstore foundation is tricky sometimes. Maybe it's too orange, maybe it's too red, maybe it's just not the right shade. A couple of brands that I trust through and through: CoverGirl, Maybelline, Milani for foundation. I mean, really great stuff. I used to be, back in the day, CoverGirl True Match. That was my jam, all right? As a makeup artist, that was what I was using in my kit, and it never steered me wrong. Never steered me wrong. I actually have some Milani foundations that I love, but today we're doing CoverGirl, and this is the True Blend Matte Made. I'm in the shade D50, and we're gonna apply this on the face. We are not breaking the bank if we don't have to. Color match on point. You can almost, like, I've already started to blend, and it's like, where's the foundation going? Where's the foundation going? Someone tell me. Ah, jeez, this is so good. So good. And so underrated. I know a lot of foundations today are running like $40, $50, but this foundation is not gonna break your bank because it's only $13.49. That's on Ulta.com. So like, It's not even a $15 foundation. Just get out of here, bro. Get out of here. How beautiful is the skin looking? This foundation, it gets me every time. I honestly forgot how beautiful and like amazing that this foundation was. So glad I'm doing this today. Typically after I do my foundation, I like to go in and bronze everything. So I'm going to be taking the putty bronzer from e.l.f. That's right, from e.l.f. Cosmetics. She's rich. She's rich. So I'm going to go in and start adding some of this bronzer onto the face. She is getting snatched and beautiful. Snatched and beautiful. Beautifully snatched. So now it's time to do concealer, and the brand that I chose for this was Milani. For a drugstore and affordable brand, they have a nice shade range for deeper complexions. I'm going in with the Conceal and Perfect Longwear Concealer in the shade 155. 155 is going to give me brightness. This is definitely more than 2 shades lighter than my foundation, but I don't mind that because I'm going for bright under eyes. Yeah, that looks great. If you're not already impressed by how these drugstore products are performing, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know what to tell you because I'm impressed. Like, I'm loving the way that they're performing, the color payout we're getting, the blendability that's happening, and most of all, the price. The price of these products compared to everything else happening. Like, unbeatable. Really enjoying how all the products are working together and how everything is blending out. Honestly, you would not be able, I'm unclockable right now. Like, you would not be able to tell me that these are not higher end products. Okay, trust the process. We're looking a little crazy right now. I need to go ahead and carve out and, you know, prep my eyelids, which is the only thing on my face right now that doesn't have any products, so that's why it's super noticeable. So I'll be taking the same concealer from Milani, but I'm using a different shade. The first shade I was using was 155 for underneath my eyes, and now this shade I'm taking 170, so it's a little bit darker because I don't need my eyelids to be so bright. So I'm just gonna take this underneath my brow, and this is gonna help me clean up anything that should be cleaned up. So far so good. I have not powdered down the face yet, so you can just kind of see what the products are doing on my face. My under eyes have not been set, my face has not been set, nothing, just my eyelids, and I'll talk about what I use. But before I go ahead and powder, I want to do blush, and I'm using the e.l.f. Putty Blush. I don't have a name here, but it's this gorgeous berry shade. I've actually never used this before. I'm interested to see how it plays on the skin. What are we gonna look like? What is the color payoff? You know, like, I'm just curious. I'm gonna be applying this with a brush, and I'm just gonna dip right into the product and see what we got going on. So I'm gonna apply this. We have color, people. Color has entered the chat. This looks beautiful, and so far so good. It's blending really well. It applied well. e.l.f., we need to have a conversation. This is so beautiful. Why have I can't believe this is the first time I'm trying this. Like, this is wild. So now it's time to set everything down, and what I'm gonna be taking is the Maybelline Lasting Fix Banana Powder. This has to be one of the finest milled powders I have encountered. I'm gonna go ahead and use a brush and set the under eye. And just look at this. This powder honestly does such a great job of knocking down the shine, not disturbing the color or the product on the skin whatsoever, because it is translucent with like that hint of banana. A great powder. If you don't have this powder, you're looking for a new powder to try, I definitely recommend going and picking this one up because wow. It's time for eyeshadow. I'm not gonna lie, drugstore eyeshadows make me a little nervous because I've tried numerous amounts and it's just like the color payoff is never the same. And I've always thought like investing in eyeshadow makes sense. Like, if you buy a $30 palette versus like a $10 palette, you're going to see the difference. I had to do one eye off camera. I had to see what we were working with, how I was gonna structure this eye look, and I'm just so happy with the way it turned out. When we say drugstore, what's included in drugstore? Because I need to know. Because Ulta Beauty, I know, is a makeup store, but they have drugstore brands available as well. And this eyeshadow palette, y'all, listen. This is the Milani Ungilded Most Loved Mattes eyeshadow palette. This is going to be great for a wide range of skin tones, and it has the most beautiful mattes included in this palette. At Ulta, it retails for $19. But at Walmart, is Walmart considered a drugstore? This retails for $14. This does not look like a $15 eyeshadow palette. Let's get into this. I'm gonna go ahead and place cinnamon spice right in the crease, and it's got this beautiful warm undertone, so it's gonna give that depth and warmth to our eye. So far the shades are not looking patchy. It's blending out beautifully. We have no oxidizing, so we're feeling really happy about this so far, guys. Salty caramel is lighter, so I'm just gonna go between the brow bone and the first shade that I used to just blend out and buff out any harsh lines we may have. To create some more depth, I'll be using the shade Cocoa Bean, and I'm using that on the outer V of my eye. Taking the shade Cinnamon Spice and Cocoa Bean, I'm gonna go ahead and run those two shades along the lower lash line. We are looking so beautiful, so blended. I do want to intensify and add some drama to this eye, so I'm taking the CoverGirl Perfect Point Plus ink. This is the black one, but it's shade 275 if you wanted to know. I'm just gonna run this along the waterline and the lower lash line area, and then we're gonna smudge things out. Now it's time to create this soft cut crease that we have going on. So I'm going to be taking the shade Toast of the Town. It's a beautiful light beige shade. I'm going to take that right into my inner portion of the eye and just sort of map out where I want this soft cut crease to be. To go ahead and intensify this just a little bit more, I'm taking Not So Vanilla, which is a much lighter shade, and I'm going to focus this in the inner portion. Look at how that just like pops even more so. Where the light shade meets the dark shade is just a little harsh, so I'm gonna take Salty Caramel and literally just pat over that harsh line to go ahead and soften things and blend things out. I'm taking the same eyeliner that I used in my waterline, and I'm just gonna do my top liner. I'm loving how rich this black eyeliner is. I feel like that's always my goal. When I'm using a black eyeliner, I want the blackest of the blacks. I want the richest of the rich. Like, I want a black eyeliner. And this is giving it to me. This is nice. I like this. Bestie, before we put on lashes, what did you think this was? You thought we were gonna go all glam and do lashes too? We are, but before we get there, I need to prep my actual eyelashes, and I'm using the e.l.f. Volumizing Mascara. I'm gonna go ahead and coat my top and bottom lashes. I like that this formula is not super thick, but it's not super thin. So it's like got like just the right consistency. It's thin enough for you to achieve multiple layers, but thick enough that one layer will do. That's kind of how I like test my mascara. So now it's time for lashes, and there are so many beautiful lash styles out there, especially from like Kiss, Ardell. I'm taking I Envy, and this is the matte 3D invisible band, and this is style 3. This is just kind of like wispy, beautiful, and I can't wait to get her on the eyes. This packaging, somebody help me. Oh my gosh. I would just like the lash at this point. Please give it to me. This is wild. Why am I fighting right now? I mean, it's a lash. It's a lash. I actually like how wispy these are looking, but it's still giving me glam. All right, guys, we're gonna move into lips. I'm gonna be doing something glossy and beautiful on the lips. I think a gloss is just unbeatable. I don't know about you, but typically I struggle finding nice brown lip pencils at the drugstore, but lo and behold, Milani has the perfect brown lip pencil. Now it's not too dark and it's not too light, so I think it's like the nice, like, it's a perfect in between. Let me go ahead and give you a swatch of it. Look at that. Oh, this is gonna be the Understatement lip liner in the shade Rich Cocoa. Love how creamy this is, and I'm loving the shade of brown that we have. I'm actually really curious to see how this gloss that we're about to use is gonna play with this lip liner, because I've never used this combination before, but in my head I was like, it's gonna give me what I'm looking for, that like nudie sort of glossy lip. So I'm taking again the Milani Keep It Full Max Plumping Lip Lacquer, and this is in the shade Little Secret. Yeah, this is what I want it to do. This is it. This is it right here. So okay, it's got pigment. Okay, I just want that to be known. It's pigmented, but that's what I want. Not gonna lie, I'm really obsessed with what this lip gloss and what this lip liner is doing on the lips. Now, it does say that this lip gloss is a plumping lip lacquer. I am feeling a tingle. It is tingly. It is a noticeable tingle, but it's not anything that is unbearable. Wow, wow, wow. This honestly, low-key, just started out as a challenge to myself to see how amazing I could look with drugstore / affordable makeup, and I have to say, you would never know. You'd never know. You see me out or you see this photo on social media, you would never know that this was all drugstore makeup. I'm also really happy and impressed with how well the products worked for deeper skin, and the products that I was able to find for deeper skins as well. Like yes, there's room for improvement, but we have come such a long way. Now you can walk into a drugstore, you can walk into Walmart, Target, CVS, Walgreens, and find things for your complexion. Now, some of those stores might be demographically curated for where those areas are based, but for the most part, these shades are available. The brand is carrying these shades, so kudos to drugstore brands for stepping it up, and the quality is speaking. The quality is speaking because we look so good. I think this perfectly falls into that soft glam sort of look. It's, you know, we don't have anything too harsh going on. Nothing is too dark. You could keep it lighter and play it safer, but I really do think that this is just so perfect for an everyday look. Like, we look so good. I honestly am like, I'm shocked. Some of these products I'll be putting into my makeup vanity so that I can reach them on a daily, because if you couldn't tell, she's impressed. I told you we were in for a treat today. I definitely was impressed, surprised, shocked, and happy with the outcome. And I hope you were impressed, surprised, shocked, and happy with the outcome too. It was definitely a treat. I'm glad that I took this challenge on, because today's makeup is becoming very pricey. And I was like, there has to be a way to combat this. Like, what if makeup just like isn't in the budget, but makeup makes you happy? No. We need a way to fix that. So I was really happy to sit down and challenge myself and create a beautiful look using drugstore and affordable makeup, because I mean, a $13 foundation is much more affordable than a $40 or $50 foundation. I mean, hello. With that being said, thank you so much for sticking around and watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Feel free to leave some comments down below. What do you think? Have you tried any of these products before? And if you did, which one has been your favorite? For all of my besties here who are watching me for the very first time right now, and you have not shown that subscribe button some love, feel free, give it a click, show it some love. And while I have you clicking around, press that bell button so you're notified each and every single time I upload a new video. I just want to thank my returning besties for always showing out and supporting and showing love. If you want to see me on other social media platforms like TikTok or Instagram, everything will be linked down below, and I will see you beautiful and amazing people in the next video. Bye, you guys.